Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, streaming January 25th, only on Netflix.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I wanted to talk on the time when Chipotle didn't hire me because I didn't know of the information surrounding Chipotle. More so like they wanted me to give them a history lesson in the middle of the job interview, and that's something where I'm like, look bruh, I barely even know my own history. Like if somebody were to ask me about my family tree, I'm like, all I know is the family that I've seen, but other than that, like third, fourth, fifth great grandfathers, my ancestors and all that, I'm telling you, if it had been on like some Black Panther stuff, right, where I had to drink some like magic Gatorade, bury myself, and go into like the ancestor land that they went into, I came across my ancestors and I've been like asking them like, hey, can you tell me a little bit about like, you know, what's going on and how I end up here and who you guys are and all that? Because if they had been like, oh, I'm your ancestor, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I guess. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm kind of clueless on this. Like, it's my first time doing this, so I was like, I saw it in the movies. I didn't think it was real, but I didn't think you would have to heat up some Gatorade, drink it, bury yourself out in some sand, and then you end up here. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this kind of cool. I'm like, I'm gonna come here because it's peaceful, it's quiet, you ain't gotta deal with a whole lot and stuff. But overall, though, jokes aside, I don't know that too much history. So like, if you come to me and you're asking me some like history questions and all that, like if I ever went into one of those videos where there's like, oh, who was the first man to drive a car, I'm like, I don't know, bruh. I'm like, was he like, what? I'm like, what kind of question is that? I'm like, nah, bro. If I was like, if you do like one of those questions like, oh, if you could tell me who did this for $5, yeah, you get $5, and then you just gotta answer the question correctly. I'm like, well, I guess I'm out of $5 because I don't know that answer and stuff. So I'm sorry. I'm like, can I look it up real quick and things and then come back to you and stuff? But yeah, I'm like, that's why we got the internet. If somebody's trying to learn of some things, and it wasn't like when I went in for this job interview, like the internet was just getting discovered, and all this other, like, I feel like the only new thing that has happened since that interview all the way up until this present day is AI technology and stuff. That's the only new thing that's really came out since then. Other than that, the internet, Google, all that stuff, it has not changed. So that's why I'm like, bruh, for you guys not to hire me on some silly stuff like that, I'm like, nah, bro, that's kind of weird, So anyways, and by the way, I know people might have like a different look on Chipotle after this episode. So if you guys like eat at Chipotle and all that stuff, go ahead. I'm not doing this to like bring their names down. I'm just kind of just telling y'all a little story and things. Just have myself a episode to post for the day and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah. So let's go ahead and get into this whole like interview process, like the days leading up to it, all that stuff, the aftermath. Because there was something that happened after that interview, and I was like, I'm not trying to say that, karma makes its way around, but at the same time, like, I don't think it had anything to do with me. I just felt like that was just kind of due to a lack of taking care of their product and things and making sure that they did get good product. But yeah, there was something that crazy happened after that whole interview and stuff. So, but anyways, so I applied for Chipotle. And they came back, or they messaged me. Did they email or call me? At some point in time, they contacted me, and they was all like, "Oh yeah, we liked your application, and we wanted to invite you in for an interview." All right, cool, dope. This is my first time ever. This is my first interview ever. So I was like, I didn't really know what to expect. I was nervous because I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go down. I'm like, this is crazy, So, anyways, I go ahead, get all dressed up. I usually don't get all dressed up, but yeah, I got all dressed up and things, went up there, and, I think I showed up to the interview early, too, because I remember I was kind of, like, waiting and things, and so, anyways, so there were some other people that was also, standing there, waiting, too, and they were also a part of the interview. It was, like, a multi-person interview and things, so I was like, huh, okay, so they got like, a multiple choice thing going on. All right, cool, so, anyways, Dude opens up the door. We all sit down. He's kind of asking us questions. I can't remember if I had just got into content creating. I might have just got into content creating because I feel like I might have told him either I just got into it or I make music. It was one of the two. But so anyways, so yeah, he's just kind of sitting down, getting to know us. It wasn't on no stuff where I'm like, that. I feel like that was so hypocritical because you are asking me about my history, and I'm like, fam, I can't ask you guys about your history. It's like, how would you have liked if you was like, okay, no, we're willing to hire you, but I'm like, okay, so do you guys know about TMossBoss? Do you know about the man behind TMossBoss? Do you know about the stuff that I do on the internet? No? Well, sorry, can't work for you guys. Like, yeah, that's just silly. I'm like, I would expect them to look at me like I'm crazy and stuff. So anyways, yeah, so we're going through the interview. Everything's going good. Gets all the way to the final part of the interview, and he's all like, so what history do you know of Chipotle? So I was honest. I was like, I don't know too much history about Chipotle and stuff. Like, you know, I come in here with friends and family. Like, I know you guys sell burritos and stuff and other, you know, food items and things and drinks. You got like a nice establishment going here. It's a franchise, all that stuff, you know. That's all that I really know about you guys and stuff. So anyways, you know, I just left it at that. The other people, they kind of said some like similar things. Some we might have said something different than the other and stuff. Like I felt like we kind of had like facts that we somewhat knew about and things. But yeah, it was like, you know, we didn't really know too much. It was like we were just people just looking for a job. That was it, you know. So anyways, yeah, so we all end up leaving. He was like, yeah, we'll contact you guys at some point in time. All right, cool. So anyways, head home. Then sometime later, I can't remember exactly when, but it was sometime later I got an email. I wonder if I still got that email. Let me look through my emails real quick, because I'm like, if I still got that email, that would be crazy. All right, Chipotle. How you spell Chipotle? Chipotle. Oh, wait, I think I just saw it. Yeah. Oh, so I think so. This had to have been before I got into content creating and stuff, because I had all right. So I think I had emailed them, and then second so they was like, so I think they messaged me position. Hold on. Thanks for replying. We appreciate it. We are unable to offer you a job. We wish you well in the search. Best regard. So hold on. Is this it? I felt like maybe this might have been. No, that's not it. Well, that was pretty much them declining and things. So it was either, I think, all right, so it had to have been at the restaurant during the interview where they was all like, oh, sorry, you don't pretty much, you don't know too much about us, so we can't hire you. And then it was either, or you know what? I think that's how it had happened. All right, now it's like coming back to me and things. So I think what it was is that he was like, yeah, you know, maybe go home and then go, you know, do like some more research about the company. And then, yeah, you know, come back in for a second interview. Then that's when I emailed them all like, hey, you know, what's the status on the second interview? And then that's when they emailed me back saying, yeah, we're unable to hire you and stuff. And so, and then, yeah, that's why I was like, they're not hiring me because I don't know too much about the franchise and things. I was like, so, and then because I do remember I went home, started looking them up, seeing that they start their business somewhere, ended up becoming a franchise, so on and so on. But my thing is this, right? So let's say they did hire me, and then they're expecting me to tell this to customers. Do you think a person, right, that done had a long day at work, or I'm trying to think of the most stressful job out there, all right? Let's think of, okay, a teacher, you know, public school teacher. And I'm not like any old public school. I'm saying like a crazy public school. Like kids just be out there fighting for it. There's this one public school that's actually right down the street from that Chipotle. And I'm like, bruh, that school is crazy. I was like, I remember there was there was like a full-blown riot at that school. Like that school is a legitimate prison, all right? But so they done changed it up now. And now it's like it's a college-looking high school, but it's still like, you know, well, obviously I ain't hearing nothing now about that place, but no, but at the time being, I remember when I was in school and you would hear some things about that place. I'm like, wow. All right, so that's the school that I won't fool with. All right, so anyways, but I'm saying though, do you think like a teacher that works at that school, deals with crazy kids all day, literally is stressing all they want, okay, after a long day at work, And you know what? Let's throw in some other conditions, right? It's snowing outside. So the thing is like they gotta leave their car and they're all like, you know what? I'm just gonna go over to Chipotle and get me something to eat. So they're walking, and there's some distance too. Like I've walked that distance before, and I'm like, bro, that is some distance, okay? So you're walking from that school all the way up to this Chipotle. You're not even a walking type person. You don't even really be exercising like that. Like your version of exercising is just walking around the school. So you're walking from that distance from that school all the way up to Chipotle. It's some distance. Like if you guys know me, if you know of that area, then you know it's some distance. Like you might as well get in the car and drive and stuff. Like if it comes down to it between walking and driving, I guess if you're not really an active like working out type person, yeah, you'll probably drive. And I feel like even there'd be some people that is active and they work out a lot, and they still would drive from that school to that location. But let's just say it's snowing outside, snow is all over the place, you slipped and fell 2.5 times the last time you caught yourself, but you did kind of put a hand down on the cold snow, right? So it's cold outside. Then you go into this nice warm establishment and you want to get the biggest burrito you possibly can get. Do you think you would want to see me and hear my voice and be like, oh, before I give you your burrito, let me give you a little history lesson on Chipotle. Chipotle was founded, I already know, right? I already know. You would cut me off and you would be like, bro, just give me my burrito. I don't care about no history lesson. I just sat there and walked all the way from this high school, slipped and fell 2.5 times, then had to deal with kids the whole day. And then let's say you're that detention teacher where it's like now you gotta deal with the really bad kids and stuff. So you don't have to deal with that. You couldn't even drive nowhere. You're most likely gonna have to catch the bus home. And and let's say you live some distance out and things, and it's like you gotta do all this extra amounts of walking and all that. Do you really think after all of that you gonna really want to hear a history lesson on Chipotle? No, I guarantee and I promise you're not. You're gonna want to get your burrito. You probably gonna want a drink to go along with it. You might have a drink at the house. Let's just go ahead and knock that out, because holding the drink and it's cold outside, snow and all that stuff, yeah, you're gonna be all like, nah, bruh, like I'll have something at home where it's like I ain't gotta really hold on to no cold stuff as I'm going home and things. So but yeah, you ain't gonna want to hear no history lesson. When have you ever went to a restaurant and they've given you a history lesson? My thing is that do you think kids, when they go to the Rainforest Cafe, I don't even know if they even have any more Rainforest Cafes sitting around and stuff, but do you think a kid, when Rainforest Cafes were a thing, do you think they wanted to have a whole history lesson on them? Yeah, maybe that kid that likes to question everything around them. Yeah, maybe that kid. But I'm saying, with me, when I went into the Rainforest Cafe, I went in there for the animal noises. I went in there for the food. And then when you would be walking out and they had the toys and all that stuff, then I was there for that too. I wasn't there for no history lesson. You don't care about no stuff like that. You think when you a kid watching Ed, Edd n Eddy, you want to have a history lesson on how that show? Yeah, maybe if you're that kid that questions everything, okay, cool. But other than that, nah, man. You want to see Ed, and Eddie doing they Ed, and Eddie stuff. You don't want no history lesson on that, alright? So I'm saying, my thing is this. Do not, if you have a business of some sorts, all right, even if it's on some stuff, imagine you go up to a sneaker store and they're all like, oh, before I give you these Jordans, do you want to know a little history lesson of Air Jordan and Michael Jordan and all that? I'm like, just give me my sneakers. I gave you my $200, just give me my sneakers, bro. Like, just let me go on about my business and things. No, you don't want to know no history unless you look that stuff up and you are curious on your own time. Other than that, you ain't gonna care about no history lesson. So yeah, they didn't hire me. And then, after that, I was like, I remember I went into an interview at Macy's. Macy's, they didn't hire me, but that Macy's, what's crazy is that, I'll get to the Chipotle stuff, but the Macy's, that store ended up closing down. They ended up having to lay off a bunch of different employees and stuff. And then, at some point in time, I did go in for the interview at the one cafe in Seattle, and they hired me. They didn't care if I didn't know too much about the business and all that stuff. They still hired me. So, anyway, let's talk on what happened to Chipotle. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys might have remembered. But anyways, an outbreak had happened at all different types of Chipotle businesses and stuff. They ended up having to close down a lot of their stores, and then at some point in time, it was like, I remember that one day I went in for at the interview, they ended up they were closed down for a long time, bruh. I can't remember exactly when that had happened, but yeah, they had closed down for a long time, bro. And I'm like, bruh, and what's crazy is that I probably would have lost my job anyways, because I felt like it wasn't too long after the interview and stuff. So yeah, I was like, man, it probably is good that I didn't work at that place, because I probably would have lost the job anyway. So yeah, I was like, man, but that was just crazy though. But yeah, it's like, look, if somebody comes to you wanting to do some sort of business, don't be on some stuff where it's like, oh, give me a history lesson and then we'll hire you. Nah, bruh, that's crazy. So anyways, but yeah, and I've never eaten at Chipotle. I'm like, if I'm gonna have a burrito, I'm gonna go somewhere else. But I'm like, nah, Chipotle. Still, bruh, I'm like, I know I shouldn't be petty. I'll go to any other establishment, Chipotle establishment, eat there. But that particular one, I'm like, nah, bro, y'all is weird for that. Not hiring people because they don't know about the business and things. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Stay tuned for some more story times. Like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe if you're viewing this on podcast streaming service. Thank you guys, and peace.